What happened? And it's for this building to look like this. Yes, an earthquake happened, but why y'all thinking the structure was terrible? That's a very what in the structure was terrible? Yes, but why? Why this building is okay? Look at this. Okay, this is what's important. Why these two buildings okay and this one no? All of this analysis is from images. I'm not there in person to analyze this, and I have educational background in this, but I'm not here in person to analyze this. But we are assuming these images, when there's a building that is intact next to it, is the same soil. That's not necessarily true. But I studied in France, so all my terminology is French. It's like effet millefeuille. Oh, I should show you something. This is what's a millefeuille. Okay, it's this. Okay, it's a cake. French people, listen, they know. It tastes very good. But this is what we call millefeuille effect. If you see, a millefeuille is built on layers because the building crashes in a way that is directly parallel, and all the floors stack up at the end. So you get this effect. The floors are like broken, but they're still kind of together. So what happened is the columns broke. It's I'll say the main flaw in the structure was the columns. Yeah, it was basically the weight of the slab. Like these things were too heavy for these columns. So when the earthquake hit, the compression of this, because the thing is that, to make it simple, this will be compressing and this will be flexing. So the concrete slab are they flexing while the columns are compressing. Okay. I'm laughing at myself when I say concrete slab flexing, but that's literally what it's doing. It's flexes. Physics. I promise you it's just physics. This is giving me hesitation, but I think that's foundation. This is foundation. All of this is foundation. So what happened possibly is this, to me, and looking at next door things, is the cause of possibly, it's always possible, I'm not there in person, I think is liquefaction. Liquefaction, which I think is the same word in English, which will be based on the type of soil you have. Liquefaction. Okay, it's because of liquefaction is when your soil here, you have sedimentary soil. If you have sedimentary soil, what happened is like a quicksand effect. If you're in sand, and this is hard, we're gonna say this is hard rock, okay? If you're in sand, when earth shakes, let's make this shake. The sand gives out, because it's like when you fill like rice in a little bowl, or like a jar. If you put your rice in a jar, you shake the jar for the rice to go down. The earth shakes the sand, so the sand, like, it's not hard substance, it just falls apart and you sink in it. And this is what happened to the building. Like, the floor of the building itself is this. It wasn't strong enough. And normally when you do a building, you're supposed to go to hard soil. So when that happens, that's dry yellow for the sand and this for the hard soil. So if the sand gives out, your building is thick in the good soil. That's why near beaches, their foundations are very deep. Because if their foundation is not deep, they will sink. They can sink. Sorry. It's always possibility. There's some people that won't sink. But if your foundation, and as you see here, you see my mouse. I know chat is in the way, so let me turn off chat for a second. Here, you're seeing a little spot. Look at the foundation. It's short. This building is super heavy for this small little foundation. So I think what happened, I put back chat. I think what happened is that they did this. Sorry, I didn't change the color. They did this. This is the foundation. And this building is like heavy. This is a weight. Okay? This is a weight. This is a weight, okay? This building is heavy. So, but the hard soil is here. And the other buildings, why they're not damaged like this one, is first of all, like it's taller, its wavelength is different to these. And these buildings are way lighter than this building. So they might not have been as damaged. So what happened is this broke. Like when I say broke, it's like it shaked and the sand was like, oh, gave out. And so the building being heavy went Tower of Pisa on it. Remember, earthquake is not always necessarily, it's always structural if the building falls, but I'm saying sometimes, the environment it's in plays a big part also. It's not always like, oh my gosh, and like Radhi said too, this could have been a column maybe, because this looked bent out of shape. And this column was just too short to hold all of this. So Radhi could be right. But seeing how everything closed up, I don't think it's a column. I think it's the foundation. Okay. What happened here, chat? I'm not the all-knowing person of everything. I'm just a woman on the internet. When you have a building, this is in plan. It's not supposed to be too long, because you're supposed to do what we call expansion joints. Joint de dilatation. Let's do this. After a certain number of things, after a certain number of meters, feet, etc., and depending on its width, you're supposed to put joints. Because if you don't put those joints, it acts like a solid and it rips. Because it's too elongated. The building is too elongated. So an elevation, it gives the building, elevation. It gives that the building stayed well, and on this side and on that side, but like there was no joint, it rips. Because the earthquake knows exactly the weak point and will hit there and break it. So to avoid that, usually in plan, you go and you do those joints, which makes the building, even though it doesn't look like it, be like separate, because it's like a space. Okay, what happened here? This will be the last one. Okay, everyone, you can say that the builders fail in every image. What happened? Like what happened construction? Why didn't it fall millefeuille like I showed? Why didn't it fall protocol like I showed? You see that this looks different. I just now don't know how the editing process will be, since it's a Twitch and I'm talking to you all. But I will edit this into like a YouTube video. Okay, so first of all, the structure is questionable. Second of all, as you can see, everything mashed up here. There's no steel reinforcement. All of this was clay. Look at it, it's red. Everything was brick, but no steel reinforcement. And what happens? Oh, I might actually do need paint. Brick with no steel reinforcement, or any type of block with no steel reinforcement, becomes in an earthquake a projectile. And it's very dangerous, because your brick here, like HTP like to say, only has glue, which is a mortar, whatever, the cement, the mortar, whatever. So it only has glue holding it. But this is calculated to hold like vertically, basically. So when the earthquake happens, this gets unglued. And no amount enough of glue will keep it glued. So people use fake bricks, like veneer or something. because you have the real structure here, and these are fake bricks. So if they fall off, the real structure is behind. So it's just aesthetically the building is damaged, not physically. Projectile bad. Okay, if there's no reinforcement, it becomes projectile or it dissolves like here. And who knows, there's probably some pieces shoot out and we're not seeing them. Okay? And that's it.